Cheburan le Ariet Cheko. Ajonan Bini sub-county. I go beneficiary nyebo Sabine Transformation Initiative. Yogi jaje this company le I was among yogi check pa ko iku beneficiary nye chao charan neda. Then jaga go chineda lagi ko kala. Amnye la chula chai bunyo mamu jamba to gane village amnye gbriegin banye omishi. So nyo rumba nyo brie banye mu nyor nyagale bang mata gale basabon yo ndangi gala company ndi ko go ne nyane ko ne da charane na as by now la le amita ni mamiat ko cha na bishe ngaja ba business aga ni mi ko gollo am community ama bana le che ga sangu chitaga so ma to na le to kwijele TV ke garga jekta amne ko waja gas company ndi la ga wa ki jaje unum ne ba bi gala kamaje muda
kumamba matonya la mu janyur jarani ni unye amne gelum bala chule gari ke bare mu emi ke aba amne me bonda jiticho cho mu ja win muna ko weal kita nyitin ding
fia nya bagap che kwero village le gada roja karomni company ne ba STI le magastagi amu support ne chago neji karom kama sanya bale gogi jaga yogi jogu wojo STI ku gigu supporting ne jamle go kyogi dangan corona le gog la giburga kunyor le go kya kwe le go aido ku goya gi sinde ne yogi wojo STI le ku ne deji gunen bale gogi kune deji le mala janam dele gogi ko ga imbale kwedam ganya jepto ngita gminingi ki ne te charani na gi je yendi le go charan na gi kini je some NGO ndini le tagu galeji ku go ne support ki go project tagarom la tata stage tagu ne support le go la ngara kyodini mwe le go le ki ji abote ne banda le bonda asa bonda ni dabon ukatang mungut karo ai tawon
ani kijero tsara ataro ja korom sang di nya chege le aishi Sabine Transmitted Initiative kijage ki chegurubun le ki ko galle nyewo kinang mai leo ngo ki wai wen basabon no kya je kala ani ta karoman ago le ku ga village le kijage ki che grupun le ki go wai wechechi angi kichishe ki ko nete nyewo so kijage ki wut grupun la ki ko nete le go ki angi ki wai wen bali ko kyo ki po choki ta ngonya dola se kijage o ki ta nganya dola se ngu che grupun cha ko net le kwai we kele go angi ki controlling den kembali go kam sabon no kwa mbege nyole kweta karale nyakor karom nam nyengmele de chi nyo che mo sie ge ngalol mbala gulumu kimawula tiun nyak mno ku che grupun ko kale che le kije kas la ki kwele wo angi go kale che mbo as a community choni kwa grupuni chago ne de check am community am sub counties ki wai weche so ang ki wai wen ba boy agole ko itenye je so mae pa company le je so mara ta guti tirwe ji kitashino pigala ang kitashino peshande singele
am kan yok la je gure no la je rob joy ajone gang malaj village tukmo parish je gi kwe transformation initiative le ki long ne jo nyonye wo ngati kimi te amlet chun le ki beti ngatle ko kori chota tumukeji ki jiko emba ngatle ko gindene ki chache ko pale kima ko koyok tos mbale ko ki ma ko beti mba kori musum goti kisman nyen bale ko gamnyela lin ye ki je mite i lockdown le ki le ko che chang ngatla ki gi sut chano nyonde ne ko janga ye ko mangalek te jule ko long ne le o ngati mna ta je ba mba kori ki like ye ki jon corona la chagi jemda jackson natu dane ego kwa mbale ego kone chen baje kwishe nji burien baga dane cheje so me la gicheme ja ku kwele majen ba ko gale jamle ko kya jog ma be di sugul lam nyemi ta ba jog ma be di sugulu che gi tambas kano nyo
Le duganit ninye kukpijarani na go the bundan duganit pandanyi. Ago warek.
Anla je gurola je moyo ben son. Ajone ya sasurwa village. Dene ke jage ke quest STI. Pigo je jang la go burga stone ya dabo. Okay, am won set nyoga bati pik nyoga mi dang mele. Kimami kimata stoke tai kap sa bandai. Aja jo ga jalam la jem je won si ta gale. Mo je jir wai ngwek lo hemage. Daga je pajinjo je bik tujo. Amu this STI organization le ku sor le wongat ba bi le wo chogi panon jogi we jarani na le penyoru ala pandan la ku kwitu amu ya STI le ku ko nete ji shondo ke jangat ba pandan la ki ko nete la je meje ji pura ka singet ya che shondo gi kwale angi ki ko nete ba boy ke jang le meje suman jini le go kinyi ga so ma this company ni ba STI this organization le katas tagain ba ko nera la singet ya la je nyore powerful liganda aso manya in ba this organization ni ba STI le daga minga le ala je mu ji kwiji emba maran singela ge benefit ngan yembe je kulo mi kwiji ndoy lo ba ko kala.
My name is Jebet Shaolin. Ajone beba jeberam village. Ja joiningan tailoring group nyabana ni STI. STI anga somba dele taji golo with most of our friends jodomba ne kibundo jitio angu majala taje kone some support ngetjale taje gaininganu.
My name is Festo Majinjaj. I work for Sabine Transformation Initiative as a program coordinator, and I'm happy to speak to you today. Sabine Transformation Initiative is a women-led organization that started in 2016, and the focus is to mobilize communities into united partners to fight socio-cultural norms that affect the rights of women and girls. And we have a 5-year strategic plan that runs from 2020 to 2025, and we have 4 focus areas. One is to strengthen the capacity of Sabine Transformation Initiative to address the needs of communities and be able to write fundable proposals that can attract donations. But number 2, we want to mobilize communities to end child marriages, teenage pregnancies, discrimination against children with disabilities, female genital mutilation, and all other bad social norms that affect the rights of people. We also focused in mobilizing citizens to promote good governance through encouraging women to participate in decision-making spaces, to participate in elections, to accept to join boards of schools, churches, organizations, because those are spaces where decisions are made from. Then number 4 is we want to redeem the environment by promoting tree planting, promoting alternative energy sources other than just the firewood, but also supporting women to plant quick maturing trees to address the need for shortage of energy that can be used for cooking. There are girls out of school who can never go back to school, neither can they afford life. So what we've done is to introduce the vocational skills in tailoring, knitting, baking. Our focus is, even if this girl has failed in marriage and she's still a young person of the ages of 18 to 24, and they have their babies, these babies need to eat, these babies need to dress, they need medical care. But the men who have produced these babies are unable to provide for. Shall we take them to prison? No. The best option is to skill the girls to be able to utilize their knowledge and skill to make money and take care of themselves and improve their lives. And I want to tell you, some of the girls are really doing very well. We've so far trained 14 of them. And out of the 14, at least 12 are really practicing the work. The two had challenges of teenage pregnancies, but they went back to school. And therefore they have completed their S4, but they have a skill that can enable them survive. So our interest was, we cannot only dwell with teenage girls of the ages of 10 to 17. There are also girls of the ages of 18 to 25 who are just at home without hope. They are suffering. They came from failed marriages. They are survivors of failed marriages. They are survivors of rape. And therefore we said, no, what can we do for these girls? The best option was to skill them to be able to survive. And on top of the skilling, we've mobilized them into a village savings and loan association group. We want them to put their resources together. And our future, what we are thinking about, is we need to establish a fully fledged business center and a training center where girls can showcase their artifacts and sell them in this region. As we speak, we've already acquired space. We're only looking for opportunities from funders who can support us to put these skill centers, and we put all the boys and girls out of school to be able to acquire a necessary skill to survive in this difficult world in the 21st century. Thank you.
When do you intend to initiate the boy child into the program?
The boy child is part of the program. When we go for our life skills trainings, targeting adolescents, we also target boys, because we know these boys are potential husbands for these ladies, these girls. But we also know that these girls are potential wives of these boys. And we need the boys to protect the girls, to encourage them to stay in school and study. But also we need the boys to move alongside. You know, as we speak now, the boy child is more threatened. So men are perpetrators of SGBV. They're the ones who make the girls pregnant. But we are telling the boys, look, you can't leave your potential partner to get pregnant young. Why don't you encourage them? As you go to school, work together, escort them, protect them from those rapists and defilers. And these girls will complete school and come back and be responsible people. So we have men and boys. But the only component where we've not really put boys so much is the skills component, because the boys don't love tailoring and knitting and bakery. The boys want things to do with automobiles, machines, motorcycles, and we are praying that as time progresses, we shall have a one-stop center where young people can acquire skills toward the murky waters of the difficult world, where there is no employment now. Employment is very difficult to get, but someone with hands-on skills can survive in this era. So the men and the boys are part of the agenda. If you even went to the women groups in the villages, if we had not included the men, they were going to beat these women. You know, men feel so threatened when women participate in business. They feel insecure. They lose their power. And therefore we told them, can you be part of your women? As your wives are saving 2,000 shillings and we give them a revolving fund of 500,000, you also save 1,000 shillings. And you partake and grow your family and make sure your children go to school. Every training we conduct, we must have boys and girls, but also men and women. And when we are conducting positive parenting trainings, we invite both parents, the male and the female parent. Do you know the reason? Children who are with their fathers most of the time are very emotionally intelligent, because men play with children hard games. They throw them up, they play taco and tico, but the mothers just hold the babies. And therefore we are encouraging the men to be there. But also we need male parents when adolescents are 10 years old. They try to challenge authority at home. And an absence of a father means these children are likely not to be managed. And therefore we encourage the men to be part of the positive parenting of their children. But also the fifth area where we are interested most in is to mobilize sufficient resources to address community needs. But however, there are many challenges. So what is also challenging us today is the institutional environment. The control systems that government has put in place are so stringent sometimes that it is very difficult for organizations to operate. We are required to register with Financial Intelligence Authority, to report every money that you receive. And that is so complicated. You're supposed to report with the Data Protection Office. You're supposed to register with them. You're supposed to file annual returns. You're supposed to sign MOUs with districts. And the regulatory environment is very complicated for the operation of NGOs. So as we speak, we really request government to make life easier. Why do we have all these processes that cripple and stifle, and yet we are contributing to supporting government as a major duty bearer?
I'm Priscilla Kusuro. I'm the founder, Sabine Transformation Initiative. Sabine Transformation was founded majorly because women, especially in our community, the Sabine community, were wallowing in poverty. And it was formed with a purpose to transform communities into strong developmental partners in development. Sabine Transformation's agenda is to promote gender equality. And in this, we want to create spaces where the girl child and women can be able to articulate their issues without fear, as well as taking part in decision-making processes. Sabine Transformation focuses on a number of issues. One of them is we look at girl child education. We look at the skilling of a child who has left home, who has left school and is just at home. And why we do this is to enable a girl child have a living and be able to support the babies that they gave birth to, especially after the 2020 COVID-19. The organization is now 7 years in existence, since 2016, and it's legally registered as a non-governmental organization. Sabine Transformation also gives legal aid, especially to girls that have been defiled and women that have gone through rape and domestic violence. The organization as well focuses on menstrual hygiene, especially to the girl child. Most girls today drop out of school. During our last visit to schools, we realized that girls drop out of school, especially when they reach P4, P5, P6, and P7. And the major reason is because of menstrual issues. So we give menstrual hygiene kits to girls to enable them cope with the issues, as well as advocating and speaking to parents to also take up their roles and step them up to ensure that these girls have the menstrual kits, the soap, a good shelter for changing in schools, the menstrual pads. We also train girls on reusable pads so that they're able to make things that they can afford, given the current economy. Pads are expensive, but if they can make what they can make the reusable type, then it can take them a span. As an organization, we also support women, especially because mothers support their girls when it comes to paying school fees and buying some necessities that a father may not. So we support women, and currently we have supported over 200 women who are in groups with the village saving approach. So these women save money, and as we see, these women have money and they're able to keep their girl child at school. So child marriage is one problem that is faced in our community here as the Sabines as well. Female genital mutilation and so on. So as an organization, it's our task, and we have taken it to ourselves, to see that some of these vices and all the bad cultural social norms that are within this community are brought an end. We work closely with other key stakeholders as well to ensure that the girl child is kept at school. Women are not struggling with gender-based violence in communities, and also parents are in position to provide for their children. We want to see a responsible community where parents are fully providing for their children, where fathers are taking up their roles in homes, where women as well as being supportive women, especially through economic empowerment. We have also trained the girls in skilling. We take them through tailoring. Many of them have gone through that, and we have done that for 16 girls. And when we look at different advocacies that we also do advocacy, we use advocacy as an approach as well. And in advocacy, we do advocacy for communities to, one, do away with the bad cultural social norms. And so far, for the last 7 years, we have reached more than 15,000 people with messages on, one, positive parenting, ending child marriages, ending female genital mutilation, ending domestic violence, So when we move to communities, we do advocacy, we do creation awareness, to also to understand that a girl child is someone. A girl child is a valuable asset, not a bride. If you look at our communities today, girls are seen as brides, girls are seen as properties. But as an organization, we do advocacy against that. We advocate for a girl that she can still study and make choices of whom to marry and when to marry. So, and we have had positive impacts that I would say that I boast about. We have had parents take back their girls that even got pregnant during COVID time back to school. We have had mothers being respected at home. We have had women also contributing to economic development in the households. We have also had fathers that had dwelled in drinking a lot, left drinking, to now focusing on family development, which to us is really a plus. Secondly, we have also achieved in this area whereby female genital mutilation, especially in Kaptoyoi and Binyinyi, which is our area of focus within Queen, FGM is now at 1%. When in 2016, it was still at 20–30%, so which is an achievement. When we look at also child marriages, in such communities, child marriage was still very high. But as we speak today, we have reduced child marriage as an organization to 1% still in Kaptoyoi, which is a plus to us. When you look at teenage pregnancies, it may look to be a hike right now, but still, it's still an achievement for the organization because we have had more cases of defilement being reported. We have followed up cases of defilement to court, and we have arrested over 3 men that defiled young girls. Then a committee was formed, which is an achievement, what we call child protection committees. These committees follow up communities. They do a door-to-door to see that families are keeping in line with the different discussions we have in community engagements. So far, we have had communities taking up the roles of reporting cases of such issues, which shows that communities have seen it as a bad thing. But before, they were not reporting cases of defilement or even reporting cases of domestic violence, which they do now. Thank you so much. So for us, we select the girls, and we look at the most vulnerable. Yeah, we look at a home, first of all, that is vulnerable. And to us, vulnerability means the inability of a parent to support. That is one. At times, a child that is orphaned. We also do inclusivity, especially the disabilities. Most times, communities leave them out. But as an organization, we don't want to leave them out. We take them up. So that is some of the few criterions that we take in, really. Yeah, a lot of them, yeah. Communities are we have high expectations from our communities. They expect much.